Reaperman here with Metal Slug 2 on the Neo Geo MVS arcade system. I'm recording it through my Avermedia Live Gamer Portable 2 from my FrameMeister, and it looks pretty good. Now, Metal Slug 2 was the first Metal Slug I played back in the day, and it really helped get me into Neo Geo. As you can see, it's a run and gun, kind of like Contra. There's some differences, and most of those differences are what make me believe that Metal Slug series is generally better. Now, this game isn't entirely without its problems. It exhibits an awful lot of slowdown, and that's part of the reason there's actually Metal Slug X, which is kind of a remix version of this. I wouldn't call it an upgrade though, because it's got a whole host of its own problems. Anyway, let's fire this thing up here. Look, it's the winners don't use drugs screen. I'll just pick Marco. This game came out in '98. I don't recall ever seeing the first Metal Slug in arcades, but I do remember this one. I was actually at a school trip to a roller rink. The first time I played this game, it must have been probably senior year of high school, which would have been '99 for me. And I have lots of good memories of actually playing this thing. No memories at all of roller skating, except that I probably tried to attempt that. So the art in Metal Slug is generally very, very charming. There's a lot of animation. In this one, of course, there's a lot of slowdown. But even when there's not, from what I understand, Metal Slug runs at a significantly lower frame rate than people are used to. I believe it's only a 30 FPS game. Hi, baby. So there's just a little bit of weirdness in this game, kind of like almost like Parodius or a Cue 'em Up or something like that. Just little jokes here and there, and the game actually starts out pretty normal, but very quickly kind of devolves into alien blasting mayhem. So as you can see, I've been rescuing these little dudes all along, and the gun will give me a power-up or something along those, something like that, power-up or a little points thing. This guy kind of throws Hadokens. So he's helping out with this tower here. Now you can see there's a little count full of men down there at the bottom, and every time I pick one of these guys up, it adds to the counter. If I die, that resets, and of course that's great for bonus points later on in the game. There's other things in this game that are just good for crazy sick amounts of points that maybe you might not entirely expect. Like coming up here in a few screens, we've got a whole bunch of helicopters. And if you can manage to nail the lead helicopter, you get just an absolutely sick amount of points. Let's get through these guys here. Also, if you can get the vehicle to the end, you get points, and it's just a beautiful points extravaganza here. Ah, the helicopters are here. So the goal is to shoot this one up in front. Not sure I did very well at that, but we'll see. Got him. And here we are at the final boss already. The levels aren't necessarily very long. I kind of like this game better than Metal Slug X, because Metal Slug X seems to have ramped up the difficulty, and I don't think this game needed to really be very hard. It kind of ramped it up in annoying ways, though. It created, especially in the second level, where it created enemies that you have to kind of duck to shoot, and it just slows the game down, especially in level 2. So here what I'm doing is I'm just trying to blast these guys as they come off the wing. And now I'm dodging exhaust. And if I can manage to keep this camel alive, I can get some pretty good points here. Lots of animation and also lots of slowdown. Nice animation on the guy surrendering there in the background. And I think I got almost as much points there in bonus as I got for the entire run of the level.
Mission 2, start.
Now, Metal Slug games, they have 5 missions. And the 5th mission is always just a hilariously long quarter-munching mission. Usually about saving all of these, you know, guys that I'm shooting right here. Well, the soldier guys I was shooting in the last level, saving them from the space aliens is generally what the last level in these is about. Boom. There's always a lot of little hidden things in this game, like that guy was hidden. And they often have those prisoners also just off the screen to the top. I think I grabbed one of those in level 1. Now the mummies are kind of annoying because they have this purple stuff that they spew from their mouths that turns you into a mummy. And what a mummy is no fun at all to play. Actually, I just managed to inadvertently demonstrate that. It throws grenades really slowly and shoots really, really obnoxiously. Oh good, I might kind of stand a chance if I can get that potion. Nope. So when you take the second hit is when you actually expire from this. And usually I don't die in this level, so sorry. I'm actually not terribly good at this game. I'm not terrible, but I'm really only good for about midway through level 3. There's this thing with the train bridge and some boats underneath it, and I generally lose a whole lot of lives there, if not all of them. Hopefully we'll get up that far here. So a single credit clear, this will not be, just to adjust some expectations. Good job. Up ahead is another one of these times when you can just get a sick amount of points for doing almost nothing. Grab this gem and then get out of the way before the stick of dynamite blows up. Now, as I recall, this level's got a little secret where if you don't turn into a mummy, which I've already done, or something, there's a gold bat a ways down. But I'm pretty sure I've already totally blown whatever the requirements for that were. I just treat them as a nice surprise when I see them. Now in this game, oh good. Touching an enemy doesn't actually kill you, only if they shoot you or stab you or whatever. So you can actually get close enough to use your knife, which kind of happens automatically. I don't think the mummy has a knife. Oh, this is slow. Yeah, I don't think the mummy has a knife, but I'm back to person. So I really like this series, and I actually have a whole bunch of them for Neo Geo. I've got 1, 2, X, which is the remix, and 3, 4, and then I have kind of a hacked version that they call Metal Slug 6, and I think it's kind of just some best of kind of game where it grabs levels from other things. I'll probably do a video on that one because it's actually kind of fun at some point. Metal Slug 3 is also pretty fun. It'd probably be my favorite of the series. I also don't get terribly far in that one either. I'm good for about middle of the 3rd level for all Metal Slug games, actually. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Jump. So I've managed to expend all my ammunition for the big gun, which is good because I really hate losing this particular slug when he's got ammunition left in him. And slugs tend to be what these vehicles are called. I managed to keep the armor until the end. I don't usually do that. Of course, I did lose my bonus for dying halfway through this thing, too.
Mission complete. Mission 3.
I really like in Neo Geo games when they do this. Kind of like the Terry Bogart level on some of the Fatal Fury games. Have like a train stage, just a stage where just everything is moving. I really like when Neo Geo does that, and it seems to be especially good at it. If you kind of run through this particular level about as fast as you can, nothing really seems to touch you. So it's definitely got kind of a rhythm to it. Not that I'm an expert on it, because I usually don't even finish the thing. But if you slow down and give the animation of the bad guys down here time to pull out their guns and stuff, it's generally not great for you. Oh good, here's the part where I'm going to lose. Blow up. They got him. As I recall, that jump's also a place where you can earn just a huge amount of points. Well, that's just a nice little look at Metal Slug 2.